Vitamin D is essential for strong bones because it helps the body absorb calcium. If you don't have enough vitamin D, your bones can become weak and may lead to fractures. But that's not all. Vitamin D also supports your immune defenses against certain infections. In this video, we'll be talking about how vitamin D helps support your bone and immune health, so stick around until the end to find out more. Hey there, I'm here with Level Up RN. Are you ready to level up your nursing knowledge? Now, let's get back to the vitamin D. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. This means that it's stored in your body's fat cells and tissues. It's actually a hormone produced by the skin when exposed to sunlight. But because many people don't spend much time outside and don't eat foods that are high in vitamin D, they may not get enough and could become deficient. Foods that are naturally high in vitamin D include fatty fish such as salmon, tuna, and mackerel. However, only a few foods are naturally high in vitamin D. For this reason, many foods such as milk and some types of yogurt and orange juice are fortified with vitamin D. Fortified foods have nutrients added to them that weren't originally present. You can also take vitamin D as a supplement. As I mentioned earlier, exposure to sunlight is one way your body produces vitamin D. When your skin comes into contact with ultraviolet B rays from the sun, it triggers vitamin D production. However, several factors affect how much vitamin D you can get from sunlight. These factors include the time of day, the season, your geographic location, and the amount of melanin in your skin. You can't rely solely on sunlight to get your vitamin D. So what is the recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, for vitamin D? The RDA is the amount of a nutrient that is enough to meet the needs of almost all healthy people. The National Institutes of Health, or NIH, recommends that most people older than 14 years of age should get at least 600 international units, or IU, of vitamin D per day. Some organizations recommend higher amounts. The Institute of Medicine, for example, suggests that most adults need at least 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily. It is important to note that vitamin D toxicity is rare, but can occur when you take more than the tolerable upper intake level. The tolerable upper intake level, or the maximum amount of a nutrient that is unlikely to cause adverse effects, for vitamin D is 10,000 IU. Now that you know how to obtain vitamin D, let's discuss its role in bone health. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium, which is a key nutrient for building strong bones. Another function of vitamin D in bone health is its role in regulating the activity of osteoclasts. Osteoclasts are cells that help regulate bone remodeling, which is a process of breaking down and rebuilding bone tissue. Too much osteoclast activity results in excessive bone breakdown and can lead to a condition known as osteoporosis. Vitamin D acts by binding to receptors on osteoclasts and inhibiting their activity, thereby helping to maintain normal bone mass and reducing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. The importance of vitamin D in bone health is highlighted by the fact that vitamin D deficiency is associated with several bone disorders. One of these disorders is rickets, which is a condition that causes soft and weak bones in infants and children. In severe cases of rickets, the bones may become so weak that skeletal deformities develop, such as bowed legs. Rickets is caused by a vitamin D deficiency. Another condition associated with vitamin D deficiency is osteomalacia. Osteomalacia is similar to rickets, but occurs in adults. Adults with vitamin D deficiency often experience bone pain, muscle weakness, and increased risk of fractures, so maintaining adequate vitamin D levels is crucial for preserving bone health throughout life. But vitamin D's benefits aren't limited to just bone health. Let's discuss the role of vitamin D in immune health. Vitamin D has anti-inflammatory properties that help keep the immune system in balance and prevent autoimmune diseases. Normally, your immune system distinguishes between your own cells and foreign invaders like bacteria and viruses. But sometimes the immune system mistakenly attacks the body's own cells. When this happens, an autoimmune disease develops. Examples of autoimmune diseases include rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and type 1 diabetes. Vitamin D's anti-inflammatory properties can help prevent these conditions by keeping the immune system in balance. Vitamin D also plays a vital role in immune surveillance. Immune surveillance is the constant monitoring of the immune system for signs of infection or disease. Cells in the immune system, such as T cells and macrophages, are responsible for immune surveillance. Macrophages engulf pathogens and display fragments of them on their surface. This process is called antigen presentation. T cells recognize the pathogen fragments and coordinate an immune response to eliminate the threat. Vitamin D promotes the differentiation of T cells into various subtypes, including T helper cells and cytotoxic T cells. T helper cells help coordinate the immune response by releasing cytokines, which are chemical messengers that stimulate other immune cells. Cytotoxic T cells directly kill infected cells, preventing the spread of infection. Vitamin D also supports the innate immune system, which is the first line of defense against pathogens. Components of the innate immune system include physical barriers such as skin, as well as cells and chemicals. For example, vitamin D enhances the activity of neutrophils, which are white blood cells that engulf and destroy pathogens. It also stimulates the production of antimicrobial peptides, which are small proteins that can kill bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Many studies have shown that vitamin D deficiency increases the risk of developing infections, particularly respiratory tract infections. In fact, numerous studies have linked low vitamin D levels with an increased risk of developing tuberculosis, influenza, COVID-19, and other respiratory infections. Studies also suggest that adequate vitamin D levels may help reduce the risk of developing autoimmune diseases. Several studies have found that people with autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and multiple sclerosis often have lower vitamin D levels than those without these conditions. These findings suggest that maintaining adequate vitamin D levels may be an effective strategy for preventing and managing autoimmune diseases. Maintaining adequate vitamin D levels is essential for overall health. A simple blood test can determine if your vitamin D levels are within the normal range. If your levels are low, your provider may recommend taking supplements to increase them. The form of vitamin D that's most commonly used in supplements is D3, which has been shown to be more effective than D2 in raising blood levels of vitamin D. It's important to follow the recommended dosage on the supplement label or as directed by your provider. Taking too much vitamin D can be harmful. Now let's review what we've learned. Vitamin D is essential for strong bones and immune health. It helps the body absorb calcium, which is a key nutrient for building strong bones. Vitamin D also plays a vital role in immune surveillance, which is the constant monitoring of the immune system for signs of infection or disease. Many studies have shown that vitamin D deficiency increases the risk of developing infections and autoimmune diseases. Maintaining adequate vitamin D levels is an effective strategy for preventing and managing these conditions. I hope this video was helpful. If you found it useful, be sure to like it and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our latest videos. Thanks for watching. I invite you to share your thoughts, questions, and comments below. See you next time.